This season there will be a lot of changes. The most significant one is the move of Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari. For that to happen, Sainz had to say goodbye to Ferrari and find a new team. And after 1 year, Carlos Sainz finally talks about Lewis Hamilton and how he got the news about leaving the team that he adored so much. Let's find out what he had to say and how the Ferrari team is preparing for the new season. Let's start with Carlos Sainz. The Spaniard is preparing for a brand new chapter in his career as he gets ready to join Williams for the 2025 season. This comes after signing a multi-year deal with the Grove-based team, marking a fresh start for the two-time Grand Prix winner. But here's where things get interesting. Sainz has openly admitted that Ferrari's chances of winning a world championship have actually increased since Lewis Hamilton replaced him. Yes, you heard that right. The man who was let go by Ferrari believes his former team is now in a stronger position. How's that for a plot twist? I've never been teammates with Lewis, so I don't know what he's capable of doing. I've never seen his data. I've seen Charles, and I know how good Charles is, but I've never been teammates with Lewis. And the only way you can more or less evaluate a driver is when you're their teammate and you see what they're capable of doing. When I judge by results and his background and what he's achieved, I can only say there is a very high chance that obviously he is going to be competitive at Ferrari. But like everything, it will all depend on how well you can adapt to a car, how well you can adapt to a team, and in which moment your teammate is in. There are so many variables that it is impossible for me to predict. I can only say when I left Ferrari, I did feel the team, both Ferrari and Charles, were ready to fight for a world championship. And with Lewis joining, that chance only got increased. Now, let's rewind a bit to understand how we got here. Last year, the F1 world was rocked by one of the biggest driver moves in recent history. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion and arguably the most successful driver in the sport, shocked everyone by announcing he would leave Mercedes to join Ferrari in 2025. This meant that Carlos Sainz, who had been with Ferrari since 2021, would be without a seat at the Scuderia. And let's not forget, Sainz was coming off what many consider the best season of his career in 2024, with standout wins in Australia and Mexico. Those wins weren't just victories, they were statements. In Australia, Sainz delivered a masterclass, and his emotional radio message after the race showed just how much it meant to him. He dedicated the win to his family, his team, and everyone who had supported him through what was undoubtedly a challenging period. Then, in Mexico, he did it again, proving that he was still at the top of his game. But despite these performances, Ferrari decided to bet on Lewis Hamilton's legendary status, leaving Sainz to find a new home. Now let's talk about Lewis Hamilton's 2024 season. It hasn't been the smoothest ride for the 7-time champion. He struggled to match his teammate George Russell in qualifying, and at one point he even admitted in Qatar that he's not fast anymore. This has led to a lot of debate about whether Ferrari made the right move by signing him. Some critics, like former F1 team owner Eddie Jordan, were initially very vocal about their disapproval. Jordan famously said that Ferrari president John Elkann must have rocks in his head to drop Sainz for Hamilton, but recently Jordan did a complete U-turn, saying that Ferrari actually made the right decision, especially from a commercial perspective. Meanwhile, Carlos Sainz is looking ahead to his new journey with Williams. At the launch of the FW47 at Silverstone, he shared his thoughts on Hamilton's move to Ferrari. When asked if Hamilton could bring a title to Maranello, Sainz said, "Honestly, I don't know. I've never been teammates with Lewis, so I don't know what he's capable of, but based on his results and background, there's a very high chance he'll be competitive." Sainz also added that when he left Ferrari, he felt the team and his former teammate, Charles Leclerc, were already on the verge of a title push, and with Hamilton joining, he believes that chance has only increased. But let's not forget, this wasn't an easy transition for Sainz. In a candid interview on F1's Beyond the Grid podcast, he opened up about how he felt when Ferrari dropped him for Hamilton. He admitted he was hurt by the decision, especially since he was in talks to extend his contract with the team. But he also said he understood Ferrari's logic, adding, "If it had been someone else, I would have taken a lot longer to understand. But when it's Lewis Hamilton, one of the best in history, you get it." Also acknowledged that Charles Leclerc has been Ferrari's long-term project and it was always going to be him, not Leclerc, who made way for Hamilton. Australia was a defining moment in his career. Not only did it prove his talent, but it also showed his resilience. He revealed that the victory was particularly emotional because it came after a tough winter dealing with the news of his Ferrari exit. He said, "I remember being very emotional on that podium, thinking about my family and everyone who supported me. It was a roller coaster, but it made me a better driver and a better athlete." He also admitted that at the time he was angry and didn't understand the decision, but over time he came to accept it and even see it as a turning point in his career. So, what does all this mean for Ferrari? Sainz believes the team was already on the verge of a title push when he left, and with Hamilton joining, he thinks their chances have only increased. But as we all know, F1 is full of variables. Car performance, team dynamics, and driver adaptability will all play a role in determining whether Ferrari can finally end their championship drought, which dates back to 2007. And let's not forget about Charles Leclerc. How will he fare against a teammate like Lewis Hamilton? It's going to be fascinating to watch. Lewis Hamilton is now officially a Ferrari driver. After over a decade with Mercedes and 6 world championships with the Silver Arrows, he's making the move to Maranello. But not everyone is expecting instant success. Former F1 driver and analyst Anthony Davidson has urged fans to keep their expectations in check. According to him, if Hamilton simply repeats his 2024 performance level, that should already be considered a solid first year at Ferrari. Now let's break that down. 2024 wasn't exactly smooth sailing for Hamilton. Yes, he managed to win at Silverstone and Spa, but in qualifying he struggled against George Russell, losing 19-5 in head-to-head battles. There were even moments where Hamilton questioned himself, like in Qatar, where he said he was definitely not fast anymore, and after a frustrating Brazilian Grand Prix, he even admitted to thinking about leaving Mercedes right then and there. Despite all this, Ferrari has taken a bold step by choosing Hamilton over Carlos Sainz. But will it pay off? Davidson believes the key to Hamilton's success lies in how well he adapts to Ferrari's culture and car philosophy. Now let's be real, changing teams in F1 is never easy, but if anyone can handle pressure, it's Lewis Hamilton. He's going up against Charles Leclerc in the same machinery, and we know Leclerc is blisteringly fast over one lap. One thing's for sure, the 2025 season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting in recent memory. Will Hamilton bring Ferrari their first world championship in nearly 2 decades? Can Sainz lead Williams to new heights and prove that Ferrari made a mistake by letting him go? And how will Charles Leclerc handle the pressure of having Lewis Hamilton as his teammate? There are so many storylines to follow, and we can't wait to see how it all unfolds. That's all for today's F1 News Update. What do you think about Sainz's move to Williams and Hamilton's switch to Ferrari? Do you agree with Sainz that Ferrari's title chances have increased? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep your engines revving and your passion for F1 alive. See you soon.